Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, September 25th, 2016, golfing great Arnold Palmer reportedly passed away at age 87. What you're going to know by the end of this video is what his death has to do with Rory McIlroy, who won the FedEx Cup in Atlanta yesterday, the same day as his death. What his death has to do with LeBron James, the king of the NBA, who just won the NBA Finals June 19th on the real King James's birthday. What his death, Arnold Palmer, at age 87, has to do with the upcoming election as well as the debate tonight at Hofstra. And you're also going to know why the tribute came on The Simpsons when it did. If you missed out, last night was the debut episode of the 28th season of the cartoon The Simpsons, and a big part of the narrative was the drink, the Arnold Palmer. If you've never been to the Southwest United States, Arnold Palmer is very popular in that region, golfing country. It's a mix of lemonade and iced tea. And last night when I first wrote this blog post, I didn't know about the cartoon on The Simpsons. I found out about that this morning. But I wrote about the lemonade and iced tea drink because of the very popular Geico commercial. I don't even watch that much TV, but every channel I've turned on in the last week has had the same commercial playing on repeat. Geico with iced tea, the wrapper, at a lemonade stand. And I thought about that as soon as I heard about the death of Arnold Palmer, because iced tea and lemonade is what an Arnold Palmer is. Now we're getting this big news about the death of Arnold Palmer. This man, if he has really passed, he has not passed naturally. He was a ritual sacrifice. As I continue to expose, celebrities of all ages are ritually sacrificed by the numbers for other events in history that are relevant to him. You'll find out why he died at 87 by the end of this video. I noticed that almost every mainstream network yesterday, CNN, NBC, USA Today, the New York Times, all of them were emphasizing this phrase, the king. The king. The king is relevant to the upcoming election. In Israel, there were 44 kings of Israel back in the day. 44 kings. Right now we're in the time of the 44th president, who's really only the 43rd person to be president, Barack Obama. This death very much connected to the election. USA Today's article on his death only fixated on his connection to the presidential office, that he was someone who received a Presidential Medal of Freedom. Notice the phrase, the king, has gematria of 74, like Masonic, like Jewish, the very important number to this nation's history, because this nation founded by Freemasons and Jewish bankers who still rule over us today by the numbers. LeBron James, the king of the NBA, King James. The word king in Pythagorean gematria is 23, like the number LeBron wears. From the day LeBron James won the NBA Finals on the real King James's birthday, I guaranteed he would win it. When he was down 3-1, I said, bet on the Cavs, they're coming back. It's all scripted. From June 19th, the day he won Game 7 of the NBA Finals, to September 25th is 98 days or 14 weeks. What's tattooed on LeBron's back is, in big letters, is Chosen One. Chosen One equals 98. His other nickname, the King, the Chosen One. There can only be one king, right? LeBron's about to head into his 14th season. The King, Arnold Palmer, dies 14 weeks after he wins the NBA Finals. The word end equals 14. The word dead also equals 14. He's dead 14 weeks after the King LeBron James wins, you see? So he died at age 87. Tonight the debate is at Hofstra, the presidential debate. Hillary, the first female nominee for a major party. Hofstra 87, Clinton 87, voting 87. And just in case you think that's a coincidence, it's not. Here's CNN's front page right now. If you go to CNN.com, the big showdown. The big showdown has gematria of 73, just like Hillary Clinton. Everything's scripted for Hillary. Hofstra's coordinates are the 40th parallel, the 73rd meridian, where the debate is tonight. Hillary equals 40, United States 40, email 40, debate on the 40th parallel at Hofstra. People have been distracted all year. The American sheeple with Hillary's email, like that even matters. If you're someone out there worried about Hillary's email, let me tell you right now what you need to look in the mirror and recognize. You are a fucking moron. Nothing matters about Hillary's email. That's just a distraction story to play with your head. Hillary Clinton is part of a criminal tyrant family. So is Donald Trump. So is every president that takes office in this nation. That's why you're always voting for the lesser of two evils and getting all emotionally worked up about who's better between two villains. All of these debates, all of these elections, it's all a show. It's all meant to rile people up, divide them. It's time to wake up. It's a nation of morons with their head up their ass who severely need to pull them out. Today's date, September 26, 2016. It's also a date with a life lesson number of 44. This is a race to be the 45th president, but only the 44th person to be president. When you write out 44 as a word, it sums to 144. Hillary Rodham, her maiden name, equals 144. Think Hillary was born to be. Tonight, who's hosting the debate is also Lester Holt, 44. Not a coincidence. Now back to Arnold Palmer. Chosen one, the small way sums to 44. His death, Arnold Palmer's, comes 44 days before the election, November 8th. 44 days till the election. The word kill equals 44. A number having to do with sacrifice, too. When you write out 44, it sums to 144. The word time in Jewish gematria equals 144. Each day there's 1,440 minutes. Just take the zero off the end. 144, a number that has a lot to do with time. Killer also has gematria of 144. All throughout history, people have been killed by the numbers 44 and 144, especially presidents. And this death ties in to the upcoming election. Now, Rory McIlroy won the FedEx Cup yesterday on the 33rd parallel in Atlanta, Georgia. Arnold Palmer was a 33rd degree Master Mason, as are many professional athletes. Not all are 33rd degree Master Masons, but there's a lot of Freemasonry in professional sports and entertainment. Rory McIlroy was born May 4th. He won the Cup the same day Arnold Palmer died. This guy's being touted as possibly the future superstar of the sport. 144 days from his birthday to Arnold Palmer's death, and not a coincidence. I didn't watch the match. I don't typically watch golf, but somebody told me yesterday that Rory McIlroy was getting beat severely and other golfers had to tank to get him to first place. As I've continued to expose, golf is rigged just like the rest of pro sports. All of you who think you can't rig sports, you're just not using your head. You're not thinking. It's very easy to rig sports. If there's a chosen winner and the field knows who has to win, all the rest of the field has to do is make sure they don't play well enough to win. His birthday, 5 plus 4 plus 89, also sums to 98. 98, chosen one, number we're talking about. He's got it in his own birth numerology. So he won yesterday in Atlanta on the 33rd parallel, the 84th meridian. Just did a video earlier this week on the death of rapper Shawty Low and what his death had to do with these numbers, as well as Bankroll Fresh, another rapper who died in Atlanta earlier this year. Again, 33rd parallel, 33rd degree Master Mason was Arnold Palmer, Masonry 33, Secrecy 33. Look at this video they put up, 7 minutes and 22 seconds. If you're new here, I talk about 22 and 7 all the time. When you divide 22 by 7, you get the number for pi. Having to do with cycles and circles, very important number to the Freemasons. Quoted all the time in their propaganda and their wrongdoing. He died 15 days after his birthday, just barely made it to 87. His birth name, Arnold Daniel Palmer, gematria of 84. The big golf tournament on the day of his death on the 84th meridian. United States of America 84, the Twilight Zone 84. His name, the big way, the same gematria as New World Order. No doubt, chosen from birth by the New World Order to be the celebrity he came. In this world, for centuries, the powers that be have been running the show, choosing who gets to be famous, who gets to be bred to be the golfer, the basketball player, the actor, the politician. In this world, the people who are famous are mostly connected to the game. Arnold Palmer, the small way, has gematria 57, a number connected to championship, golf champion 7 times. Scottish rite equals 57. Think about Scotland and golf. Donald Trump, his mother from Scotland. He was over in Scotland during the Brexit vote. Another New World Order event by the numbers. Arnold Palmer, in simple English gematria, sums to 129 like America in Jewish gematria. American celebrity. The day he was born, a date with 67 numerology connecting to Freemasonry. 40, life lesson number of 40. The word golf equals 40. Born on a date with a life lesson number connecting to the sport of golf. When you write out 40 as a word, it sums to 84. United States 40, United States of America 84. This article from USA Today, all focused, this is about his death, and right away it just goes into his Presidential Medal of Freedom. Why would they write their article that way? That's not the most important thing about Arnold Palmer's legacy, They're trying to tell you what it's all about. If you pay attention, you start to see what things are really all about. Ritual sacrifice for events to come, killing one legend for a living legend. As soon as I saw this news, again, this is immediately what I thought of. The commercial that they're playing on loop on every channel right now. Ice-T the rapper at the lemonade stand. Ice-T, lemonade, that's an Arnold Palmer. I used to go to college in Arizona. I served the whole time I was there. People love their Arnold Palmers, especially on Sunday, the churchgoers. This man died on a Sunday, the final day for golf, the way it's structured as a professional sport. Every Sunday when I used to serve, all the churchgoers would come in, and I swear to God, I didn't even have to ask them what they wanted to drink. It was like everybody was having an Arnold Palmer on a Sunday in Arizona. Just for the record, the words Simpson and lemonade have gematria of 33. Last night, the Simpsons cartoon. And I talk about this all the time, how the mainstream media programs the word coincidence, and the American people are truly programmed by the television. They cannot think for themselves. All they can do is believe. Believe's a 33 word. The American people, they do not have a mind of their own. They are followers. They are easily led astray by the television. Whatever the television tells them is the truth. So when they read the words, an eerie coincidence, that's exactly how they accept it. Yeah, it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence last night that the Simpsons talked about Arnold Palmer all episode, the day Arnold Palmer died. And it's like this every day in America. Every day in America, stories like this are put in front of our face, and we're supposed to dismiss it as coincidence. And the media always uses that word coincidence. And it always talks negatively about conspiracy, as if conspiracy is some mental illness. And, I know firsthand from speaking out about the lies of 9/11 for now going on 15 plus years, that Americans, when they're confronted with the truth, they call conspiracy, they call crazy, and then they call mental illness. Always. It's always the same response to the truth. The truth is a coincidence, it's crazy, it's a mental illness. If I went in front of a room of Americans and started saying it's no coincidence that Arnold Palmer died the day the Simpsons episode was talking about Arnold Palmer's, the majority of the people in that room would think I was mentally ill. The next word that would come out is schizophrenic. The truth is, the American people are crazy. You have to be crazy to not see what is going on in this nation. You have to be absolutely crazy to not see it. The people who call crazy, who call mental illness, they're the ones that are truly mentally ill. They're mentally weak. They're mentally non-functional. Their brains cannot think. All they can do is believe and believe what they're told. I'm not joking when I say the majority of America needs to be turned into fertilizer. For those of you who want me to be president, a lot of you are writing that this day. Zach for president, I don't think you'd want me to be president because all that chemical spraying they're doing in the sky? You know what I would do? I would just get on with the show. I'd say, okay, enough of this, whatever you're spraying. Let's get on with the lethal dosage and get rid of all these fucking moron coincidence theorists. But first I would give a warning to the sane people. I'd say, you guys need to evacuate and go here. Because the rest of this country, they're getting turned into fertilizer. Long past due. All the American people do is eat up the resources of this world, pollute, bring poison into the world. I'm telling you. I like birds, I like trees. I don't like the American people. And I'm not joking. By the way, here's the Huffington Post talking about the word coincidence. The Huffington Post 223. The synagogue of Satan 223. That's the number for the false Jews who run your media, who really need to be turned into fertilizer. It's hard for me to say that they're the real problem of this world, though, when you look at the American people who fall for their bullshit every day. They're even worse. All of you come here and say it's not the people's fault. Bullshit, it's not the people's fault. You know, it's a choice to be as fucking retarded as the average American is. And they choose to be that fucking retarded. And they choose to be as vile as they are. And shout down the truth. It's absolutely their fault. Some of you are just too nice. Nice isn't a good word. Nice is a weakness. It's a world full of weak, following idiots. Anyway, 223, the number of the Freemasons who are responsible for all of this. The episode yesterday in the show was Monty Burns' Fleeing Circus. Monty Burns' Fleeing Circus has gematria of 112, like mathematics, also like Houston. This morning there's a shooting hoax in Houston. I'll cover that later. 112, the number of the Zionist. The alt dialing code for 911. Perhaps there's an angle in here for the upcoming Super Bowl. The name Monty Burns alone equals 44. The Super Bowl this year is in Houston on a date with 44 numerology. In the movie Oblivion, it says the last Super Bowl will be in the year 2017. That's the upcoming one in Houston. If you didn't see my recent work on the injury of Tom Brady, or not Tom Brady, Drew Bledsoe by Mo Lewis, the Jet, right after 9/11, who flew into number 11, like the big 11 World Trade Centers in the 11th state, New York. If you didn't see that video, go back and watch it, because I show the significance of 112 to Drew Bledsoe, to the injury of Jimmy Garoppolo, and to Jacoby Brissett, who replaced him. It's all part of a big ritual by the numbers. Everything's planned out way in advance. The first episode of The Simpsons, the first season was season 1, 13 episodes, 113. Scottish equals 113. Mainstream 113. Dishonest 113. Scottish is for Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Bava Kama 113A says it's okay for somebody who's Jewish to lie to somebody who's not. Anyway, the debut episode was on a date with 137 numerology, the 33rd prime. Again, Simpson 33. 33, the number of the Freemasons. Order, society, person, people, secrecy, masonry, they all sum to 33. There's 33 vertebrae in our back. The home row on the keyboard, A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L. If you add in all those letters, sums to 33. 33 vertebrae in your spine. The home row's the spine of the keyboard. I should mention that the word goyim equals 33, the name for somebody who's not Jewish. Remember, English equals 74, Gematria 74, Masonic 74, Jewish 74, Independence Day 74, Holiday 74. Freemasons and Jewish people, they created this world we live in as we know it. The language, the calendar, the culture, the history. He was a Mason himself, so don't feel too bad. Until next time, true